It's the penultimate round of Season 3 of FIA Formula E. As we look over that little crest, we see the pole-sitting car of Lucas Di Grassi on the right-hand side. He's 7 points behind championship leader Sebastian Buemi, who's starting there, down in 12th place with just 2 races to go. Stefan Sarazan is alongside him in the black and gold Venturi car. All 5 lights are on. And we go green in Montreal, and it's a good start from Sarazan, but Di Grassi comes over and covers it nicely. Not a very good start from Sebastian Buemi at all. Here comes Di Grassi on the brakes into turn 1. Very late on the brakes from the Jaguars. They're trying to go either side of the cars in front, but Di Grassi holds the lead. Buemi gets safely through the first corner. We're on board with him now, going side by side with the Andretti car of Antonio Felix da Costa on the run up into towards turn 2. He's been passed by both Andrettis, gets a bash from this side, a bash from that side. He's dropping back and back and back down the order while Di Grassi leads the race.
And this is Sebastian Buemi being too cautious. He's an attacking driver and he's just been a little too careful, and you see him in reverse and people are just bullying him, beating up on him, and he's normally the guy doing that to other people.
Right down the back of the field now, Lucas Di Grassi is leading the way. Stefan Sarazan in second for the Tachita team. Third at the moment as it stands is Felix Rosenquist for Mahindra. Sebastian Buemi there on the team radio, and we'll see what he can do to try and make his way back up the order. And is that wheel, Dario, slightly out of kilter? Is it slightly pointing to the right as he comes into a straight line?
Let me have a look here. He's going through the turn, coming up to turn 8. Now it looks not too bad, Jack. He looks like he's okay. He definitely wheel banged with one of the other cars. I think it was one of the Andretti cars.
Well, have a look at the onboard when he comes onto this back straight. There comes Jose Maria Lopez trying to get past Mauro Engel. A little bit of sliding from both of them. Buemi trying to take advantage.
And he has. He's passed him.
Yep, so that's a position gained by Sebastian Buemi.
And Buemi has the pace to pick them off one by one, Jack, but he cannot be hanging around.
It's hanging to the right here. Let's stay on board with Buemi coming out of the chicane. Then look at his steering wheel.
It is, Jack. You're absolutely right. It's 20 degrees. Great eye. Big goal for Jean-Eric Vergne.
So end of lap 1. Di Grassi leads, Sarazan second, Rosenquist third, fourth for Mitch Evans, fifth for Jean-Eric Vergne, Prost, Carroll, Turvey, Dillman completing the top 10, and that's Sebastian Buemi down in 16th place, having started 12th, and he is doing all sorts of battling with Tom Dillman in the Venturi car in front.
And that steering being so far off is going to completely mess him up. It's one of his visuals of how he tells how much lock he's putting into the car. The car is not even going to feel like it's driving straight.
Target conso.
So they're talking to Sebastian Buemi there about his target, because these guys have got only so much usable energy.
You can see, Jack, as he's driving along, his left hand is literally out of the car in the airstream. It's not, by far not an ideal situation, and his other car is, as we know, is brand new.
What a start from Mitch Evans in the Jaguar as well. He's managed to climb up into 4th spot. Really impressive stuff. It's Engel, in front of Sebastian Buemi, not Tom Dillman. Dillman's up in 10th position. So it's Mauro Engel in the other Venturi who's in 15th place, with Buemi there in 16th. No other visible damage on the car, no front wing parts hanging off or anything like that for the championship leader. But as it is now, Di Grassi would take the lead of the title race, quite considerably actually as well.
Another thing to consider, the regen paddle on the steering wheel, for Sebastian Buemi to use it anything but a pure straight ahead position is really, really difficult.
So here they come now onto lap 3 of 35. Lockups everywhere coming down into the first corner. That's a big one from Duval. Just gets it stopped. He's putting a lot
turned in, though.
Here comes Buemi. Now he's managed to get past Mauro Engel then. So Sebastian Buemi makes up a position and climbs up into 15th spot.
The key here is how quickly does he catch Robin Freins. This is it. He's got to be knocking them down one at a time.
To your point, Jack, about the championship standings as they run right now, with Di Grassi in first and Sebastian Buemi still 5 spots away from breaking into the top 10 in a points-paying position. If the race ended right now, Di Grassi would take the points lead by 18 over Sebastian Buemi. And that would be the first leader other than Buemi we've had this year.
So here's a look at the start. Keep an eye out on Sebastian Buemi. He didn't get a good getaway. You see Heidfeld in the Mahindra. He started 2 places behind Buemi. He's now running in 11th place. That opening lap is another costly day in the championship for Sebastian Buemi. Look at Mitch Evans as well in that dark blue Jaguar with the white flashes. He chucks it up the inside. Adam Carroll goes to the outside, almost got squeezed into the wall. There's a big old chunk of a hit further back as well.
And again, this is where Sebastian Buemi is being cautious, and he's not a cautious driver. He does his best work when he's maximum attack looking forwards.
And his teammate up there in the other Renault Edams car, Nico Frost, gets kicked all over the place. Right there he gets hit. Turning in, he gets hit there.
Those Jaguar boys are just coming forward in a hurry. Look, so he's slowed down, then he's got past on both sides. Yeah, that's it. So it's the right front that's taking the hit.
It was with Robin Frantz, the Andretti car, on the inside. As he was turning right, the wheel got poked to the left, and this was him now making the move on Maro Engel to get up into 15th position.
And Robin Frantz sees a gap, he's going to go for it. That's what he's trained to do. Sebastian Buemi has passed him. Sebastian Buemi up to P14.
Yeah, got around Robin Frantz.
So he's making progress now in between the two Andretti cars. There's race leader De Grassi. Second is Sarrazin. Third is Rosenqvist. Fourth is Evans. Fifth is Verne. Sixth is Prost. Then it's Carroll, Turvey, Duval, Dillman, Heidfeld, Abt. Then Sebastian Buemi tucked up behind Antonio Felix da Costa in the Andretti car as they wiggle their way through the right-hander of turn 5, drop down the hill on Rue Saint-Antoine and down towards the right-hander of turn 6. We go back on board with Buemi. Look at the wheel, out of shape as he turns into that right-hander. Are you able to drive around that okay, or does it really affect you?
Oh, it's going to affect him massively. Every time he turns that wheel, trust me, it feels weird because he feels like he's understeering through right-hand corners because your hands are in a different position, and it feels like it's oversteering because you're not putting as much lock in through the left. Plus the toe of the tyres, which is measured to the fraction of a millimetre, is out as well. So the car is going to be handling like a shopping trolley with a broken wheel.
So we go on board again with Buemi as he comes into this bus stop chicane.
Minimal regen. Did you hear that? Very, very slight regen on that straight, but he's setting up to make a pass. And Felix Rosenqvist.
Oh, and across comes Sarrazin. That was brave defensive work from Sarrazin.
Wow. Silly from Sarrazin. The move was made, and he put himself in a position where he could have just got shoved into the wall. But Sarrazin has got nothing to lose. Absolutely zero. P15 in the championship right now.
So that's Sarrazin's radio. You can hear him panting, a little bit out of breath after that one.
Did you see him looking in the mirrors the whole way down that straight to turn 3, looking left, looking right? I see Felix Rosenqvist trying to make the move from a fair distance back.
So Sarrazin, he thought he got it covered, then saw him coming, and oh my goodness me, that's as rude as you get.
Actually, in fairness, it looked less rude from that angle. Here's Sebastian Buemi going past the Andretti car.
Yeah, this was past Robin Frantz down into turn 1, and Antonio Felix da Costa has dropped right down towards the back of the pack as well. So something's happened to da Costa. He's plummeted down the order to 20th position in that other Andretti car. So Buemi now up into 13th place. Lucas Di Grassi sets the fastest lap of the race. And now you're seeing the percentages on that tower on the left-hand side. That's the usable energy they've got remaining. We're expecting pit stops. Well, it'll be a split between 17 laps and 18 laps out of this 35-lap race. And we'll have to wait and see who goes which side of the pit stop window. But Felix Rosenqvist in 4th place is the man looking most racy at the moment.
Apart from Lucas Di Grassi, who's got a 2.3 second lead. I mean, he's driving a great race at the moment, just settling in, start to drive away bit by bit.
And if he keeps that fast lap, the Visa fast lap to the end of the race, there's another championship bonus point in Lucas Di Grassi's favor.
This is a point Sebastian Buemi cannot panic here. And here's a move.
Oh, Nick Heidfeld late in the day on Tom Dillman, and he goes through into 10th place. That could give Daniel Abt in the other Abt car an opportunity, and he takes it. Coming down into turn 2, Abt gets up the inside. Dillman loses 2 places in 2 corners and drops down into 12th position.
Decisive move from Daniel Abt. But yeah, Buemi cannot panic right now. He panics, it's all over because he'll make another mistake, and we've seen how that movie goes.
Okay, Antonio Felix da Costa's back in the race, so there must have been a timing glitch with him there, presumably, because he's suddenly back up into 14th position rather than being down in 20th. So Buemi's got past him. Now, Tom Dillman is the next man. So that battle we were just seeing unfold is now the battle that Buemi has joined, the man who is leading the championship at the moment. But as it stands, Lucas Di Grassi, the race leader, would move into the lead of the title race with just 1 race to go tomorrow as they swing past the left-hander, past the Haute-Terrasse Museum, and then the right-hander up towards the Quebec University.
Sebastian Buemi, 11.8 seconds behind our leader, Lucas Di Grassi. So Sebastian Buemi, he's got to keep marching forward. He can't get slowed down to the pace of the cars ahead of him. And the good news for him, I suppose, is the Jaguar of Mitch Evans is starting to create a bit of a roadblock, as we see here.
Lovely little crest as they come up now into the bus stop chicane. This is where Buemi ended in the barriers.
It's one thing for Buemi to drive at 9/10 right now with the steering like that. It's another thing when you're asking him to push maximum attack 100%. This is really going to start affecting him at that point.
A few noses here and there, but no one actually making a move. The 2 DS Virgin cars now are right up behind the Andrettis as they try and climb up the order. Little dance around there, and that's a change, isn't it? Mitch Evans has dropped behind Jean-Eric Verne. So Jean-Eric Verne is up into 4th place now. Mitch Evans is 5th and under attack from Nico Prost. He was never going to make the move there. Adam Carroll in the other Jaguar thinks, I'll have a little bit of that, but isn't quite close enough.
Nico Prost, if he's going to make a move, he's going to make a proper move, not one sort of a half one. You're going to lose your front wing that way. He's going to attack properly.
Lucas de Grassi has slightly less usable energy than those around him, although Sarrazan's just dropped down to 62%. So fascinating battle between these two Jaguars, and Nico Prost wants to get past as quickly as possible.
At this point in the race, fan boost voting is now closed. We'll give you a look at the standings, see if there was any change. Looks like Lucas de Grassi will have that extra power boost in the second of his 2 cars. Jean-Eric Verne and Sebastian Buemi. As before, thank you for your votes. Fan Boost is now open for tomorrow's race, and they'll do it all over again.
So those 3 drivers in their second car will get an extra 100 kilojoules of power, an extra power boost to use to try and make an overtake or defend a position. Here comes Nico Prost, not quite close enough. A little look to the inside from Daniel Abt, trying to go past Nick Heidfeld at turn 1. That's late in the day. Heidfeld just sees him coming. The 2 run side by side towards turn 2. Abt almost managed to hold the inside line, but Heidfeld it is who hangs on to that 10th place for the time being.
Fair play to Quick Nick. He's getting up there a little bit in driver age, but he held on round the outside turn 1. Fantastic stuff.
40 years old, Dario.
In driver years, that's like dog years.
I was going to say.
Lap 8 of 35 then.
Meanwhile, de Grassi, quickest of all in Sector 1, maybe about to improve his grip on that Visa Fast Lap honor.
Sarrazin in second, Rosenqvist third. That battle has calmed down a little bit. Jean-Eric Verne doing a decent job on usable energy. That's Sebastian Buemi's radio you can hear in French.
Look right behind him. That's quite telling, though. The fact that he hasn't actually pulled away from Frains. Frains are right with him. And he hasn't got past Tom Dillman, and he's been there for a while. This is when that panic starts to set in. You notice his voice getting higher and higher. That's we've seen this before. He needs to stay calm. I've said it already. He needs to stay calm right now.
And actually, Lucas de Grassi, the reason he's pushing is because he lost the fastest lap to Stefan Sarrazin. It's now Sarrazin who has the fastest lap of the race so far, running in second spot. So Daniel Abt really close to the back now. And yeah, Buemi is under more pressure from Frains behind than he is pushing Dillman in front on the run down towards turn 1. Keep an eye out on Daniel Abt. He's looking racy, looks towards the inside. Not quite close enough.
Yeah, Buemi's used plenty of usable energy, so maybe he's a little concerned with that, and he's just kind of settling down again to then have another attack.
And Jean-Eric Verne has now taken fastest lap of the race as well, a 1 minute 26.007 for Jean-Eric Verne. Buemi now starting to close in again a little bit on the back of Dillman. De Grassi leads, Sarrazin second, Rosenqvist third, Verne, Evans, Prost, Carroll, Turvey, Duval and Heidfeld completing the top 10 at the moment. Through the right-hander at turn number 5, down through that long, sweeping left downhill of Rue Saint-Antoine into this lovely sequence of corners. There's another look from Heidfeld. Through he goes.
Another late move by Abt, but he got it done. Heidfeld helped him there, though, into turn 7. That's one of those ones you need a bit of help from the guy you're passing because you've left it so late. Let's see if Daniel Abt's going to chase down the dragon cart ahead of him.
So that's Abt now up into 10th position. They swing through the right-hander now. As it stands, it would be quite close, actually, in terms of teams championship, and Abt being able to keep that alive will keep the calculations going over the course of the race, which, by that I mean, Bob will get his calculator out.
One of the keys to running fast, to saving energy and going quick, is Sebastian Buemi sets up for a pass on Tom Dillman. He's definitely in where he needs to be.
Now Buemi goes to the inside. Dillman covers the inside, but presumably if you're Tom Dillman, you know there's no point fighting with one of the fastest cars out there.
No, not if you're smart at that point. You could defend a bit, and all you're doing is annoying him, to be quite honest, because he's coming past. But it's part of being a driver, I guess. But yeah, with the toe being knocked out, I wonder if he's overheating the front tyres. You've got to be able to have those front tyres working for you to keep the momentum up, to be able to save energy and still run quickly. So maybe he's starting to struggle with that with the front toes, as I say, just being knocked out from that turn 1 incident lap 1 incident in turn 3.
Lap 10 of 35 here in the Montreal ePrix. It's the first of 2 races this weekend, and it is Lucas de Grassi who is leading the way. He's second in the championship at the moment, but the championship leader, Sebastian Buemi, is down in 12th place. And look at the gap de Grassi has up at the front, pulling away from Sarrazin and Rosenqvist in second and third. Team radio there from Degrassi. Verne is 4th, 5th is Mitch Evans in the Jaguar, then Nico Prost in 6th spot, and there is Sebastian Buemi all the way down in 12th position. He's now up behind quick Nick Heidfeld.
He's not going to be as easy to pass. Let's be honest here, Nick Heidfeld has proved very strong, and the Mahindra car is also strong, so Buemi's, each person he gets closer to the front, the harder it is to get past these people.
Now, the sort of magic number, I would imagine, for Sebastian Buemi in this race is a 5th position. If he gets a 5th position, then he can win the title tomorrow with pole position and victory, regardless of what Lucas Degrassi does. And he's only 5.5 seconds away from Mitch Evans in that 5th place. Now Jose Maria Lopez is pushing Antonio Felix da Costa in their battle for 15th place. Da Costa with the back end twitching all over the place. The young Portuguese driver in that Andretti car under pressure from the silver and purple DS Virgin machine.
Big defending by, and round the outside he goes. The problem for the Andretti guys, the powertrain is not efficient right now. BMW obviously getting involved. The efficiency is going to ramp up in a hurry for next season, but right now not efficient, and you can see him struggling to keep pace in the race. Very frustrating for him and for Robin Freint and the whole Andretti organisation.
I think we're going to see Jean-Eric Verne doing an extra lap here. You know, he's now 5% ahead of Degrassi in terms of usable energy remaining, and if you want to, it's about 5 to 6%, 5.5 to 6% a lap of energy that it takes up. So if someone's got 6% more usable energy than another driver, they're going to be going an extra lap.
Just to point something out, Lucas Degrassi pulled away 7/10 of a second that lap. He's in that groove, he's in the rhythm, and he's feeling very confident right now, and he's driving the hell out of the car.
3.7, SOC 2% worse.
So that's him being told that people 2% worse. I'm not sure who
he's SOC.
I'm not sure, but anyway. There's a look up from Loic Duval. But Degrassi, as I say, running relatively low compared to those around him on the usable energy, but no one's around him. As you say, he's in that groove, Dario. Have you ever been in that groove? Were you ever in that as a racing driver?
Infrequently. There were sometimes it actually felt easy. When you're going like that, it just feels easy. You wonder what everybody else is doing, and there's other days you don't know how the other person is doing it.
I can't tell you how many times I've heard a racing driver say that. When you're in the zone, everything slows down, everything seems very natural, everything makes sense.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and that's the human element.
Here's the Drivers' Championship at lap 12. As they run, Lucas Degrassi takes that advantage over Sebastian Buemi. Felix Rosenqvist remains in 3rd with a 19-point bulge over Sam Bird for that spot.
And there's 29 points available in the race tomorrow, so that would make it very, very interesting. And suddenly Degrassi would be the man to beat, having been the underdog for the last 2 years.
And just watching the in-car from Sebastian Buemi, he's definitely putting more steering lock in both directions than I would normally expect from him. So it looks like the car is understeering a bit more than he would like and that he needs right now, frankly.
Maybe losing grip on that right front tire as it wears out because of the toe-in problem?
Well, the temperatures are going up too in the front tires, Bob, as they crab along. They're basically pointing at the wrong angle, and so they're heating up a bit more, which you do sometimes for stability, but it does create more tire temperature. And he's definitely hurting from that. He had a sort of a bit of a look at quick Nick Heidfeld there, but we're too far back at this point.
So look at Buemi's usable energy, a little bit more than Heidfeld and Daniel Abt, so he'll be able to stretch his legs a little bit in the coming laps, heading up towards the pit stop window, but not enough at the moment to run an extra lap out of it. And here's the look up, Heidfeld up the inside. It's closing, but he manages to get the job done. A little tight one as he came up into 3rd position. Super is the message for him over the radio.
He's actually started holding the steering wheel differently. Look, he's holding the left side of the steering wheel at the bottom, so he can keep his hands, he keeps that visual, his sight picture the same, with his hands at the same sort of 3 minutes to 9 if you look at a clock face type thing. Look at his left hand, how it's down. Yeah. And that's him just compensating for what's going on with his steering wheel.
Here's a look at the replay. Came from quite far back.
Yeah, he did, but beautiful move. Look, he just braked that fraction of a second later, a bit less, got off the brakes and ran that speed in. And if he's got a bit more usable energy than the cars in front, obviously not enough to do a whole lap, but it means he can turn up the volume on that last lap as he approaches the pit stop.
Bit of veteran wisdom there from Nick Heidfeld as well, knowing that the horse is out of the barn. No
There's
sense slamming
Daniel
the
Abt
door.
going past Loic Duval up into 9th place now, Daniel Abt. So he's having a nice little climb up through the order. He reckons he's had his best season of Formula E this year. He's only been out-qualified by Lucas Degrassi by 1. It's 6-5 in qualifying between them, as as they come down towards turn one. Here's a look further back, and that's Robin Freitz going up the inside of Tom Dillman. So that is now Freitz going through into 13th position.
What I like about what Daniel Abt's doing here, he's not messing around trying to back up Sebastian Buemi into cars in front. He's going forward, he's attacking, he's trying to make up places and do the best result for him. And here's Sebastian Buemi again and Loic Duval.
This is for what point in the championship?
Loic gave him a bit of help there, maybe. It's definitely from a long way back.
So now, from here on in, the title configurations start changing, because now Buemi has 1 point, and that will shut that gap a little bit to Lucas de Grassi if de Grassi continues to win, to take the victory.
Énergie +1 et énergie +2.
Late move from Heidfeld. Duval is closing in. What are they doing? Round goes Loic Duval. Heidfeld does a gesticulation saying, what was that?
What are you
and Duval is just stuck facing the wrong way at the bottom of the Rue Saint-Antoine. The yellow flag's out, but what was he trying to achieve?
I mean, Loic's such an experienced driver. He's won Le Mans, he's won the World Endurance Championship, and the guy, Nick Heidfeld, can't disappear. Yeah, he did.
Nick Heidfeld's got trouble as well. He's saying he's going to try and make it back. He got pushed in the wall. Now,
come on.
If he gets back now, oh, look at that.
Right
the front right is done.
That's just not on, really.
If he gets back to the pits, he could probably get back in the race, because we're not too far away from the pit stop window.
He needs a safety car, though, at this point. Or he needs a safety car. Now, this is the point where the less efficient drivetrains, the guys cannot regen anymore. They're struggling because of that, which is why we're seeing Sebastian Buemi heading up towards the front at a quicker rate of knots.
Now, Buemi, his next target is Daniel Abt. And obviously, I'm not suggesting anything about Abt, but he's going to make it difficult. He's going to make it difficult. There's the difference now. Sebastian Buemi gets an extra point, so he is a little bit closer. Oh, and Heidfeld's out. He's parked it up now. Is that on the racetrack? Whereabouts is that? It looks as though it's against the techno barriers at the bus stop chicane.
Full course yellow.
Full course yellow.
10, 9, 8, 7.
A virtual
6,
safety car, 5, if you will.
4, 3, 2, 1. Full course yellow. Full course yellow.
Full course yellow. Everybody's going to pit. This is the pit lane's going to get busy. This is right in that window. It's a little early, but because of the full course yellow, you're going to see people pit, and they're going to have to start saving energy, which goes right towards the advantage of Sebastian Buemi.
Confirm, in
for Lucas de Grassi. So in comes the Brazilian, and we will surely, as you say, see everyone come into the pits. 57 seconds is the minimum pit stop time. Now, is Buemi's car ready? Because they were hoping to have a couple more laps of preparation work with it.
It'll be ready. It'll be ready. The thing about a full course yellow as opposed to a safety car is everybody gets to keep their gaps. Lucas de Grassi gets to keep that lovely gap that he had, that he worked so hard to achieve. And it doesn't help Sebastian Buemi, though, because he's not closed up under what would be a safety car.
So keep an eye on that ticker on the left-hand side. And 57 seconds is the minimum pit stop time. Daniel Abt in front of Sebastian Buemi as they return to the pits. Lucas de Grassi changing over into his second car. We're going to have...
Attention, attention. Top!
And that's Buemi saying when he comes into the pits and crosses the line. And he's tucked right up behind.
Il fait exprès de me ralentir.
He's got to be careful here, because when Abt slows down to go into the box, and he says he feels that Abt's slowing him down, so he's going to keep pushing him. This is dangerous, because as Abt lifts, he could spin him round into the mechanics.
Buemi's shouting "Allez" on the radio.
That's maybe not cool.
So in comes Daniel Abt, and in now comes Sebastian Buemi. Lucas de Grassi back out on circuit. Full course yellow. Everybody has to go at the same pit speed while they're out there on the track. That's why everyone's coming into the pit lane now, because you lose less time pitting under full course yellow. So Buemi now is getting strapped into a tub he's never sat in part of a car that he's never sat in. And we'll keep an eye out on the pit stop times.
Confirm.
Got to be careful here for Buemi.
So
don't do an unsafe release.
Carol behind you.
And here, he's come out in front of Daniel Abt now. Oh, and he's hit him!
Come on,
Daniel,
Daniel.
Straight into the back of Sebastian Buemi. What is going on here? Buemi gesticulates. Lap 16 of 35. Now, Buemi's pit stop time was 57 seconds, and he is absolutely furious. Hans-Jürgen Abt.
Yeah.
Furious.
Ok, Seb, on se calme. On l'a passé. Le temps de pit stop est bon. Maintenant, on se concentre.
Now the question is going to be, was that an unsafe pit release by the Renault team to get him out in front of Daniel Abt? Well, let's have a look at this again. Is this an unsafe release? Oh, I would, if I had to put, Abt was alongside. Crikey. And then, to me, Buemi, oh, I don't know, does he break? Does he suddenly break?
Well, the good thing is, I
think that qualifies.
Abt's alongside.
There comes the pit exit line, which is why Buemi slowed, I think, right?
Yeah, no, that's why Daniel hit him, because he slowed. Apologies to Daniel Abt. Sebastian Buemi slowed down.
But did he slow?
Violating the minimum pit time
to the full course yellow? He probably came out, took off pit limiter.
He slowed down because he got 57 seconds as the minimum pit stop line, pit out, and he was probably was going to be a little ahead of it.
And he did exactly 57 seconds, Sebastian Buemi. Goodness me.
Right.
Yeah. But he also wanted to get out in front of Daniel Abt.
Yeah, and that's not on. Yeah, he's going to. He's put himself in a position where the officials can now penalise him.
Yep. Felix Rosenqvist's stop was 4 seconds long.
So here is the race leader, Lucas Di Grassi. Perplexingly, Adam Carroll hasn't come into the pits, the Jaguar driver. He's just there in second position, having not come into the pits at the moment. Third is Stefan Sarazan in the Techeetah car. Fourth is Jean-Eric Verne, his teammate, so they're running nose to tail. Fifth is Felix Rosenqvist, so he's lost out in the pit stops to Jean-Eric Verne. And then we've got Mauro Engel, who's running in 6th place for Venturi, and he too hasn't come into the pits yet, Mauro Engel. So
odd strategy.
Odd.
Heard of doing the opposite thing, but sometimes it just doesn't pay, and I might be wrong.
D'Ambrosio hasn't pitted either there in the Faraday Future Dragon racing car. That maybe you can understand because he started at the back of the grid, was running sort of last, so roll the dice a little bit maybe, but Adam Carroll's running the highest he's run all season. You'd think that that it would be put away. So, well, here's a look at this replay again then of them coming into the pits.
And you know, Daniel Abt was slowing him down.
We will have
for
full
sure.
course yellow.
Okay, so the track is clear. Nick Heidfeld's car is clear. We're about to get racing back underway. Who is going to get the best restart?
3, 2, 1.
Away they go.
Green flag.
And that'll very much depend. You know, Lucas Di Grassi's in a straight line. If you're in the middle of the corner when it goes there, you can't get back to the throttle. And
Adam Carroll's just pitted.
What?
So full course yellow, and there's the look up the inside goes Daniel Abt. So both of them slice past the Faraday Future car of Jerome D'Ambrosio. Little lock-up from Sebastian Buemi as well. Adam Carroll has just pitted after the full course yellow ends. So
look at Buemi looking in the mirror.
Yeah.
At least now his steering's going to be straight in this new car, if they put it together right.
I'm sure they have. Those boys know what they're doing. Now, the problem is that Daniel Abt has been known to be a bit emotional on occasion, and if he can get close, to Sebastian Buemi right now, he might just give him a little bit more retaliation and a bit of a tap.
There's Loic Duval in the pits as well, so those drivers that didn't pit under full course yellow have now done so, and there's a look up the inside from Jerome D'Ambrosio going back past Daniel Abt. So Abt drops down into 10th place, gets right up behind him to try and fight back as they swing through the right-hander and now up the hill.
The incident involving Abt and Buemi at the pit out is under investigation. Meanwhile, Jean-Eric Verne remains the fast lap holder.
Just, I mean, Buemi's, he's let his emotions get. Well, actually, he wasn't the guy that waved him out. The mechanic waved him out. You obviously saw Daniel Abt coming and waved him out, and they've put themselves in a position as a team right now that the officials could have the final say on this championship. You know, regardless what happens tomorrow, they're putting them in a very, very tough position. Jerome D'Ambrosio is looking strong in these couple of laps, just hanging on to Sebastian Buemi.
Here's an action-packed thing with the two Andrettis, Robin Freites and Antonio Villas da Costa trying to go around the outside of him. Doesn't work out.
One of the Jags right there.
Yeah, Adam Carroll getting involved.
Competitive with your teammate, but these boys take it. Even on the shakedown at minimum power, they do all these crazy things. And Adam Carroll looks like he's trying to make a move on Antonio Felix da Costa. Nothing doing just yet, but give it a second.
Climbing up the hill.
He'll be lining him up for a move into turn 6, I would say. Through this turn 5, got to get off this corner and set him up for a pass into 6, which looks a little far back, but we've seen moves happen from further back.
Lucas Di Grassi is the man leading this ePrix, 5.5 seconds clear of Jean-Eric Verne, who's 1.2 seconds clear of Sarazan. So that swap's happened somewhere, hasn't it? The two Techeetahs have changed positions. It's now Verne second and Sarazan third, just like it was 2 weeks ago in New York City. But here's Di Grassi leading the way. Verne second, Sarazan third, Rosenqvist fourth, Mitch Evans fifth, and Nico Prost completing the top 6.
And you do have fan boost. You have fan boost.
So That's Degrassi being told he has fan boost if he needs to use it at any point.
This is one of those situations where the only person that can beat Lucas Degrassi is himself. But he is, I think he's also most comfortable in this situation, leading a race. He's very good at just knocking out lap after lap at that same pace, and this is definitely a strong point from this Felix Rosenqvist, who's back to P4 again, but he definitely lost time in that pit stop exchange. Was it 4 seconds longer?
Yeah, so that's not ideal at all for Felix Rosenqvist. He's still up there, as you say, in that fight for the podium places, albeit 1.8 seconds further back. Then it's 4.5 seconds back to this fight over 5th position. Mitch Evans ahead of Nico Prost. Prost still looking for his first podium of the season. No podiums. Buemi's won 6 of the 8 races he's contested. Nico Prost hasn't been on the podium. That 19 of 35.
Mitch Evans, yet again, doing a great job.
He's a hero.
P5 in the Jaguar. Fantastic to see.
So this was Heidfeld and Duval. So Heidfeld goes at the inside.
Yeah, he's come from a long way back, but look, Duval just keeps squeezing him. He's there. You've got to know he's there. You can see in the mirrors that he's there.
If you didn't know he was there, why are you closing the door?
Yeah, precisely. I mean, it's not even like he's trying to turn in at that point. If you turn in there, he's going to take the thing out of the wall. He's going to drive straight into the wall, like the Robo Racer thing did in Argentina.
You see the right front tucked under.
Damage. Yeah. I mean, Nick, yeah, it was a late move, but he was alongside for a long time as Duval kind of fed him into the wall. There's a serene progress of Lucas Degrassi, 4.1 seconds back at the moment. That lap, he lost quite a bit of time. He lost a second on that lap. Then he's just sort of working his usable energy.
That incident will cost Nick Heidfeld a place in the Drivers' Championship, too. If Jean-Eric Vergne stays on course, Heidfeld will drop from 5th to 6th.
You see how much speed that Lucas Degrassi carried into turn 3 there. Just barely touched the brakes and rolled a load of speed in. Lovely technique.
4.4 seconds ahead now, so the gap has come down by just over a second on that last lap. Jean-Eric Vergne quicker than anyone, which was a very impressive lap time from the Frenchman. He's climbed up 3 places, was disappointed to have missed out on that Super Pole session as Jerome D'Ambrosio now makes his pit stop for the Faraday Future Dragon Racing team, which is, again, a little bit of an odd one. But there is Lucas Degrassi with Jean-Eric Vergne behind him. Comes up past the university.
I think Lucas is in that sort of area right now. He's slowed it all down. He's just backed everything off, but he's actually going quicker. He's just got into that really nice rhythm we talked about. He's backing the corners up. He's not overcharging the corners. He's got to keep an eye on his mirrors, though, because Jean-Eric Vergne is he's just slowly inching closer. And if there's a guy you don't want to see in your mirrors is Jean-Eric Vergne, because really he has nothing to lose at this point. He's 7th in the championship. He's in a kind of a fight for it, but he'd take a race win.
Buemi up the inside. He's making the move on Oliver Turvey. Sebastian Buemi up into 7th position, past the next EV Neo driver, the man from Penrith. And that is now Buemi through into 7th, Turvey down to 8th, and Daniel Abt right behind in 9th position now as they flash over the line down towards turn 1. Abt looks towards the inside to go and pass Turvey as well, and he's through. So Daniel Abt follows Buemi through, so it's Buemi in 7th, Turvey in 8th. The next move for Buemi, I imagine, will be relatively straightforward. It's his teammate Nico Prost, who, albeit is 3 seconds up the road, but if Prost hasn't made any progress on Evans by the end of the race, I would suggest that's a sort of given position for Sebastian Buemi, but I don't think Prost is planning on not making a move on Mitch Evans as they come up Rue Notre Dame down towards turn 5.
In about 500 metres he's planning a move, but Buemi's got to do better than this. You know, the 5th position is not going to help.
Même soc que nous.
And Mitch Evans covering the inside. There's the dummy from Nico Prost. Mitch Evans rather unusually decides not to drive him into the wall, because that tends to be what you do at that corner, and Prost is into 5th place.
That was a proper overtaking manoeuvre, assertive, just got the job done, not sort of a half manoeuvre. Great work. Then Buemi's got to catch that Jaguar in a hurry because he needs to keep going forwards.
So Lucas Degrassi leading, 74% remaining usable energy, lap 21 of 35. And the gap comes down to 3.9, so Vergne's on a bit of a mission here, Dario.
Yep, and there again, he's got nothing to lose, so that would definitely worry me if I was Lucas Degrassi. Here, Buemi's car locking the rears on the way into turn 11 and 12 over that surface. He gets close to that wall. He got a little bit closer to it this morning. Car 6, Duval, a drive-through penalty for causing that collision.
My jaw drops.
Yeah, no, quite right. And here, Buemi just having a little bit of lift and coast in the middle of the straight, but then brakes a lot later and carries the speed into the corner. Had a bit of a rear lockup on the way into turn 2. Again, more lifting and coasting, but watch, he will barely brake for turn 3, runs the speed in, gaining on the car in front, which is equally important. And again, no braking into turn 4. You hear the note changes as the motor goes into regeneration, essentially goes into reverse and starts regenerating energy. He's not close enough. I mean, I've seen him make some moves from a long way back, but he's not quite close enough to make a move yet. But into turn 1, this next lap, I would imagine that's what he's trying to set up. Get closer to him. Look how close he is to the apex as he comes through turn 7. You see the sun in his eyes. Up the hill to turn 8, through that apex again. He doesn't mind getting close to the wall. He's going to break through turn 9 in a corner. And there's a very tight turn 10. And he's with that Jaguar now. And he's going to close that gap even further into turn 11 and 12. But through 13 and 14 is when he wants to close right up to make the move into turn 1, which is the next series of corners. This is it. This is when he needs to start building that momentum. Oh, he got close again.
So here he comes then, right up behind as they come down the start-finish straight. Is he going to be close enough for the look? Well,
let's reset where we are. Lucas di Grassi right there with a 3.7-second lead. A piece of racetrack all his own right now. But he is now in the provisional standings only 12 points ahead of Sebastian Buemi, who continues to pass his way forward.
1.4 since the beginning, but I'm following the beeps.
He's talking about the beeps. Yeah. That's the car basically beeps in his ear, in his speakers in his ear to tell him when he should be regenning, when he should be saving energy, when he should be lifting and coasting. And he's obviously doing it, but he's using more energy than he wants, so he's a little upset.
Loic Duval has a drive-through penalty coming for causing a collision with Nick Heidfeld.
And here comes Buemi up the inside of Mitch Evans, gets it done, coming down into the right-hander of turn 6. So that's Buemi now up into 6th spot.
And that'll pull him within 10 points of new championship leader Lucas di Grassi.
We've still got a long way to go in this race, though. That 23 of 35.
And the next car ahead is his teammate, so you can take that as a given that he would give up that gap, although the gap has increased to 3.8 seconds between Buemi and Prost, but then Rosenquist is a further 5 seconds up the road.
Meanwhile, Loic Duval has now taken the fastest lap, and fan boost activated by Sebastian Buemi. Here he comes then, looking up the inside. That's going to be a bold move, and he's going to, well, no, he's just pushing him closer to Prost, isn't he? My apologies.
Yeah, he's just going. I was wondering what you were talking about there, Jack.
Oh, I see cars everywhere.
You've seen things, yeah. But he, oh, there's a move coming up. One of the DS Virgin cars going past the Jaguar, Sam Bird.
Going past Mitch Evans, so Birds and Lopez have done a good old job here. They've managed to get themselves up now into 8th and 10th positions, having started in 16th and 18th places on the grid.
If I'm Buemi, we'd be starting to worry about Sam Bird, because he's one of the few that's got the pace over a race to actually catch him and pass him.
Yeah, that's very true, actually. We go on board with Mitch Evans, who's sliding back down the order a little bit. The energy management on the Jaguar car isn't quite as strong as some of the others after they sort of had to cobble something together, essentially, in 4 months. They haven't had the amount of research and development time that some of the other cars have had, and he's defending now as well. So that's Jose Maria Lopez, who's behind him, and Jose Maria Lopez, who is past him. So Lopez now up into 9th position. Evans drops down to 10th.
Meanwhile, up toward the front, Lucas di Grassi is going to have mirrors.
Crash.
So who is that in the wall? It is, it's the DS Virgin car, isn't it? So I think
Lopez.
it's Lopez.
Yeah, Lopez.
Jose Maria Lopez at the bottom of the hill on the run up towards the university.
Is it going to be a safety car or full course yellow?
Safety car would be big trouble for di Grassi.
That's a local yellow for now.
There's no way.
I think that'll have to be a safety car, I would have thought.
That debris in the middle of the track, that is not good.
There is an angle coming behind.
He wanted to get out of the car.
Now you have some room to get
hang on a minute, don't get out.
P0.
And here's Daniel Abt now. He's under big pressure from Sam Bird. Bird getting sideways as they come down into turn 1. This is Buemi, Abt and Bird, 6th, 7th and 8th places.
And Abt right with him.
Yeah.
Look at Buemi, looking in the mirrors. You see his head moving to one side. He's looking, he doesn't want to, he wants to save energy, but he can't allow to Daniel Abt to get past him, because it'll be even tougher.
Safety car deployed. Yeah. Safety car deployed just as Sam Bird was getting a good run on Daniel Abt. And has he seen the safety car boards? Well, there aren't any out there at the moment, but the safety car has been deployed. That eradicates Lucas di Grassi's lead.
Exactly. I was about to say Jean-Eric Vergne was taking big chunks out of that lead, but now it's all moot.
So there is the Qualcomm safety car that will be heading out onto the circuit in a couple of moments' time. So it changes again. As, Lucas de Grassi.
Where's Lucas going?
I think he was putting a lap on Loic Duval.
Yeah, but not under safety car. You're going to get a penalty for that, old son.
Thought better of it right at the end.
Yeah. So you've got to stay calm, and you've got to know the rules as well.
So now, you would suspect that as the Qualcomm safety car floors it and gets out onto the circuit, you would suspect Prost and Buemi would switch over pretty promptly.
Yep.
And then
restart. Yep.
On the restart, and then Buemi will try and attack Felix Rosenqvist for 4th position, the man he passed back in Morocco to take victory in the 2nd round of the championship, and then he would potentially be in 4th, 3rd, 2nd, while de Grassi's leading the race under big pressure from Jean-Eric Vergne, who still, despite taking pole position in his first ever Formula E race back in 2014, has never won a Formula E race.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be trying to make any crazy moves on Jev because he wants this win, and if he can get within sniffing distance of Lucas de Grassi, he's going to attack. But I don't see him giving up any places to anybody if Buemi comes up.
Before the safety car, Buemi was 18.6 seconds behind. Here's what happened then with the DS Virgin car. Oh yeah, just lost it.
Just oversteer on the way into the corner.
So Jose Maria Lopez out of this one, and we're going to see him disappear into the wall here.
Good job by the Andretti cars to avoid the debris.
And yeah, absolutely, and that's one of the best cameramen we've got as well now.
That was bizarre. It was like it snapped at the apex, but very odd to happen sort of so abruptly. You'd think it would happen more on the entry of the corner or later in the exit.
Good work by the track crew to get right to the car and get it out of the way and get us back to racing with 10 laps to go now.
And that's why we need the safety car to bunch everyone up together, because it's right on the exit there. You need the safety car so that there's a gap in between the cars coming round for the marshals to work on the circuit.
Duval has taken the fastest lap on lap 19, so that's taken the points away. De Grassi, right now, he probably doesn't have enough usable energy to attack that, and certainly Sebastian Buemi doesn't because he's in traffic as well. High-level
confab there at Renault Edams. Alain Prost on the left, Jean-Paul Driot on the right.
A few race wins in that group, isn't
so.
Right.
So, how many Banzai moves are we going to see on this restart? With Vergne trying to get by de Grassi, Rosenqvist trying to keep Prost and Buemi behind them, because then come Abt and Bird. And keep in mind, Rosenqvist and Bird are battling over 3rd in the championship.
We may well get, it's probably a bit late to have safety car in this lap, but we wouldn't be far away from doing it because the tractor has pretty much got rid of the car. So keep an eye out on the lights on the safety car as they come towards the bus stop chicane. But if you're Vergne in 2nd place, Dario, you know you send one up the inside of de Grassi at any point. He's getting out of the way.
He's got to get close enough to him, though, don't you? The safety car line is on the exit of 14, so he's going to accelerate, I would think, through 13 is Lucas de Grassi. But yeah, he's got to be close to do that. But Jev kind of dances to his own beat a bit, doesn't he? He's not going to worry about sending one up the inside and making Lucas de Grassi get out of the way. It's more important to him that he wins this race. I'm sure doesn't really particularly care who wins the championship.
So lights frustratingly still on the safety car. I think we were about 20 seconds away from getting that race underway again, but we will have another lap then behind the safety car. So Lucas de Grassi is the race leader ahead of Jean-Eric Vergne.
14.38.
Is Abt going to have a go at Buemi into turn 1? Is he going to put him into position? He's got to defend and get very, very aggressive. Because, as we've seen, there's no love lost between those two either. After the Buemi hit Abt in pit lane and then Abt hit Buemi exiting the pit lane. So I'm sure he's dying to help Sebastian on his way a little bit and help his team as well.
Now, did that Abt Buemi thing ever come up as under investigation?
Yes, it did. Yeah, yes, it did.
Okay, fine.
But we haven't seen a conclusion.
Yeah, we haven't seen no further action or
penalty
or anything. So potentially still some discussion about that in the steward's room. So 9 laps to go. It'll be 8 laps when the safety car comes in, hopefully at the end of this lap, because the track is clear now. So we're going to have a lovely little 8-lap sprint to the finish, and they're all obviously trying to go as slowly as possible to use as little energy as possible. A reminder of the championship positions as we look at Jérémy Collinson, Buemi's engineer, looking at his heart rate, 151 BPM. That's my resting heart rate. It's not very good.
They'll be warming the brakes up right now, warming the tyres, warming the brakes, getting ready as they go through turn 5. just getting everything up to temperature, ready for that attack into turn one. Because the last thing you want to do is approach turn one, jump on the brake pedal, and they grab. Get them in their operating window and get ready for this restart. Try and get a run. Try and get the jump on the car in front as you approach that safety car line.
So Lucas de Grassi is going to be leading the way. The safety car coming in this lap. As far as the championship is concerned, de Grassi would move into the championship lead with this victory because he is 7 points behind Sebastian Buemi as it stands. But Buemi almost undoubtedly, I'd be amazed if Buemi finishes this race in 6th position. He's got Daniel Abt behind him, he's got his teammate in front of him. There's going to be some form of movement. The lights are out off on the Qualcomm safety car. When is Lucas de Grassi going to floor it? Is he going to go before the bus stop chicane, halfway through the bus stop chicane, after the bus stop chicane? The safety car line is after, so he's got to go pretty promptly after if he's going to.
He's probably going to do it at the point in the bus stop chicane where he can go flat through the exit.
Yeah.
Right. That is his goal. He wants to try and catch Jean-Eric by surprise, but he wants to be able to, when he builds that momentum, keep going. Look at, he's back in the field up here. He's looking in his mirrors.
If he does it in the chicane, then the drivers behind Verne won't be able to see when he goes.
Yep.
There'll be that much more delay in responding.
8 laps to go
in the chicane.
In the 11th round of the FIA Formula E Championship. He's gone very, very late there, Lucas de Grassi, on that restart. Only a couple of meters before the safety car line.
Fan boost.
He's using his fan boost. Meanwhile, Jean-Eric Verne is in 2nd position. Stefan Sarazan is in 3rd place. Sarazan wants to get past his teammate. Meanwhile, here comes a little bit of synchronized swappage, potentially from the 2 Renault drivers. Buemi gets up alongside his teammate Nico Prost. Should get the inside into turn 2, and Buemi makes up the place into 5th position. He can literally see his championship rival Lucas de Grassi now. Can Sebastian
and look
Buemi?
at Prost defending from Abt. He's protecting his teammate there. He's his wingman. He's Sebastian Buemi's wingman.
Sam Bird nearly went into the back of Daniel Abt there as well. So de Grassi leads, clever using his fan boost on the restart to just pull that little bit of a gap over Jean-Eric Verne. But Verne still has the fan boost remaining himself, so he can use it potentially to attack the Brazilian if he's able to get close enough. 8 laps to go, 7.5 now in the 11th round of this 12-round FIA Formula E Championship from the streets of Montreal, Canada. And we are in for a change of championship leader with a race and a half to go.
I'd say Verne was close enough into turn 6 to be setting up for a pass into 1, Jack. That's what he looks like he's doing. He's lost a little bit out of the hairpin of 10. But he looks like he's trying to set it up, and as you say, with the fan boost, it's going to make a big difference. But you've only got one go at it. You've got to make a proper attack.
And I don't think he's got enough battery left now. I look at it to use the fan boost. I think de Grassi was right on the cusp of having enough usable energy to go for the fan boost, whereas Verne now is below the amount that he needs in order to use it. So I think it's just going to have to be a pure pass on the track. This is on board with Sebastian Buemi. Up behind Felix Rosenqvist. There's a look up the inside from Daniel Abt, and he goes past Nico Prost. Buemi locks up. Is this going to be a chance for Abt coming into turn 2? Buemi's all out of shape, but Abt isn't quite going to be close enough. But Buemi is under big pressure now from his championship leader's teammate.
Look at the defending. He's staying hard to the left-hand side. He's got to be careful because Daniel Abt won't mind knocking him out of the way if he has to.
Nico Prost is trying to get in there as well in the other blue Renault car. So the championship battle is going on down in 5th position, not involving the man who's potentially about to become the championship leader. And de Grassi's got a little bit more usable energy remaining compared to Jean-Eric Verne in 2nd position.
He's got to be careful here, Jack, because going into turn 6 is the type of place that Abt would send one up the inside. But Buemi has got, that was an odd line he took into turn 6, but he's got to look forward and attack through these areas.
Because he had Prost, he was trying to cover Prost.
Prost was going left and
right.
right.
I'm talking about Buemi.
Oh, right.
Buemi took a very odd line into 6. It was a very shallow entry.
7 laps to go. Lucas de Grassi leading the way. Sebastian Buemi there in 5th position, not really putting pressure on Rosenqvist in front of him. Jean-Eric Verne is right behind Lucas de Grassi in the battle for the lead of the race. Rosenqvist is putting Stefan Sarazan under pressure for the final podium position as well. Lap 29 of 35. We're about to cross the line to have 6 laps to go. De Grassi leading.
7 will be okay as well.
First 2 are just racing away from the field.
And they're all just sort of fanning out. Here comes the attack from Sam Bird, trying to get past Mitch Evans in their battle over 8th position. The Jaguar driver doing a good job and holding on at the moment. Round goes Da Costa. Da Costa gets a hit, I think, from Nelson Piquet Jr. And the Andretti driver drops, tumbles, falls back down the order to 16th spot.
Mitch Evans defending heavily from Sam Bird, and Sam trying to find a way past because he's clearly faster than the Jaguar ahead.
Up the hill, through Rue Panet, through the 90-degree right-hander that sends them down Rue Saint-Antoine, back towards downtown Montreal.
Buemi's just not got the pace of the cars ahead. Maybe it's just that that new car literally was built an hour ago. It's not quick enough. Rosenquist is catching up all over the back of Sarrazin.
Here's a look at what happened to Antonio Felix da Costa. And was it a little Nelson Piquet tap? Oh, I think da Costa was trying to go around the outside of Piquet by the looks of things.
There was nothing weird, but that was like, he just biffed him out of the way, didn't he?
A little bit rude.
It wasn't even subtle.
There's the Montreal skyline, and here is the Formula E race, the final round of this season that's taken us to 9 different cities around the globe, and it's culminating once again in a spectacular championship finale.
Rosenquist has 3%. He's hit the wall. Look at the steering go off.
It's done. The left rear, surely for Felix Rosenquist. You saw the back wobbling around. The steering's off as well.
He's about to find out how much damage when he touches the brake pedal as he comes down to turn 1.
Here he comes into the right-hander. Through that right-hand turn for Rosenquist.
Doesn't look good. He's got a lot of oversteer. And look how the cars in front are pulling away. This is great for Buemi.
And there's Buemi right behind him.
So can Rosenquist try and hold on? We saw Robin Freitz in Putrajaya last year get a podium finish despite having a cropped car.
Look at it. It's really crabbing down the road. Does he have a flat tyre? That was an aggressive move.
I think it's suspension damage, you know, after that hit.
But is it both? Because it seems to be getting worse.
Yeah, there's app right now on him.
God, he hit that wall a ton very late as well.
That frees up Stefan Sarrazin in 3rd position. It also is giving Buemi a little bit of breathing space while Abt is being held up behind the Mahindra. Through goes Daniel Abt now in a straightforward manoeuvre. I don't think that Rosenquist is going to be able to hold on to any notable position. Nico Prost is getting frustrated, trying to get past the Mahindra driver. And is Sam Berg going to try and get through? Not quite close enough, but keep an eye out on Bird in that silver and purple DS Virgin car to try and take advantage of this. Rosenquist is now going to drive an incredibly wide Mahindra in the closing 4 laps of this ePrix.
And the gap from 1st to 2nd in the championship, de Grassi to Buemi, is now 6 points.
But in de Grassi's favour, crucially. That's the swing. Buemi was 7 points ahead coming into this race. If it finishes like this, he'll be 6 points behind. Now we are on board with Robin Freitz trying to chase down Oliver Turvey in front. That's the battle over 10th position. Here comes Sam Bird. Is he going to go for Nico Prost coming into turn 1? Locks up.
He tried.
Keeps it out the back of the Renault car. That means Rosenquist falls down to 8th position. And now it's going to be 9th place because through goes Mitch Evans.
And Rosenquist is just about out the points at this point. He's just going to have the pointless wrecking the car, because if you're not getting points, just take it easy.
There was only
such an odd incident. Here we go. Look, he's coming out of the corner. It was a bit earlier than I thought. He just had a bit of oversteer and exit, and
brought it at the back.
See how quickly it straightens up when you hit that wall.
Yep.
So here is Sebastian Buemi
catching Sarrazin.
Yeah, he is now. So he's looking to get a podium. But can you imagine if you're Lucas de Grassi on the top step, you look to your right on the podium, and he's on the podium with you.
He caught him 4 tenths in that first sector.
Wow. Well, he doesn't have to worry about what's behind now.
No.
Because of that Rosenquist melee, he's managed to gap the cars behind. He can just focus on the cars in front. Here we go with Buemi. Down towards the bus stop chicane. Through the right-hander, through the left-hander. He's got the same amount of usable energy remaining compared to Stefan Sarrazin as well. And here comes Jean-Eric Verne. Very, very close to the back of Lucas de Grassi. 3 laps to go. This is the battle for the lead of the race.
The Cheetah cars have the same powertrain as the Renault Edams guys, but slightly different software, so it's a bit more efficient. And these long runs, these long green flag runs, really favour the Renault Edams guys. So we're going to see, as the longer this run goes on, the better it is for Buemi and Nico Prost.
Looks like plenty of usable energy for 3 laps, or 2.5 at this point.
Yeah, well, it's you need to get through. Well, it's a little bit different now, isn't it? Because you having to make the energy last a little longer. But there's not going to be a huge amount of lifting and coasting in these final couple of laps. So there's still going to be some. There's still going to be an opportunity for overtaking. But these two are just sprinting away now. And Verne is so desperate for his first race win. Here's Buemi now, right up behind the other Techeetah car of Stefan Sarrazin. He's got to be close enough for a move at some point.
Has Buemi got? I'm sorry. Does Verne have enough to use his fan boost?
No. But the crucial thing is, if Verne gets ahead of de Grassi now, Sebastian Buemi will retain the lead of the championship.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, if.
There's something about my aunt and my uncle and if, yeah. It's,
and Sam Bird will displace Felix Rosenqvist in third.
Fascinating permutations throughout the whole of the championship order going into the season finale tomorrow. Make sure you join us for that live from Montreal.
But this is the one that counts, the championship lead, Sebastien Buemi against Lucas Di Grassi. And Buemi, after that first lap, he was, the only thing that was behind him was the doctor's car. Just a fabulous fight back, a measured fight back through the field.
Penultimate lap of the race now. Lucas Di Grassi leading it, lap 34 of 35. Behind him is John-Eric Verne. Here they are, climbing up the hill. You've got to I just feel in my waters a late lunge from Verne at some point, you know?
Well, we know him. I mean, come on, we absolutely know him, and he's just the man for it. If there's one person you don't want to see in your mirrors, it's him, because he's going to just have a go.
Look how close he is
now?
coming in.
Oh. I mean, look how good Lucas Di Grassi is, though, in the early part of the breaks.
Buemi not quite close enough to make the move on Stefan Sarazan for third place, so Techeetah are properly involved in this championship fight. Maybe not in terms of winning honours, but one's attacking the championship leader potentially. The other is trying to defend from the previous championship leader. We're about to start the final lap of this 1.6-mile Montreal circuit. Buemi's so close, but he can't afford to risk it here, can he?
No,
He can't afford to just chuck it.
He can't. He certainly cannot, because then the championship is essentially over. But how confident is he feeling about tomorrow? Because if he's feeling confident that he can regain things tomorrow, then he can afford to stay where he is. If it was me, I'd be trying to make everything I could to make that move. Here comes
John-Eric Verne.
Too far back. Final lap.
Final lap of the ePrix.
He's got one more chance. Turn 6 on this last lap. Really, turn 3 is a kind of do or die. Again, Buemi, same thing. He's got that final chance, but turn 1 was probably the easiest part to have a move.
Look how close John-Eric Verne is. He thinks about it towards the inside. Not quite close enough, but just trying to destable Lucas Di Grassi, who's probably getting a little bit hot under the collar at the moment. Sebastien Buemi still stuck behind Stefan Sarazan. These two teammates in the World Endurance Championship, but no favours.
This is the move. If he's going to make the move, if John-Eric Verne is going to make that move, it's going into turn 6, which should happen.
Here they come down the right-hander. He's not quite close enough, and Verne has got slightly less usable energy. Here comes Buemi on the inside, and he's through into third place, but Sarazan's holding it on around the outside.
Careful,
and they make contact. Buemi's heading towards the barrier, just about keeps it out. Now he's got the inside for the next corner. They touch. Sarazan almost goes into the wall. Now towards the final right-hander on the circuit. He's not quite able to do it. That allows Daniel Abt right behind as well. Does Abt fancy a move going into the bus stop chicane? Lucas Di Grassi's leading the race as he comes through the final 2 corners. Exits out once again onto the Boulevard René Lévesque, and he's going to take victory in the first penultimate race here in Montreal. It's victory for Lucas Di Grassi.
Nice. Fantastic drive, well controlled from start to finish.
Absolute delight for the Abt team.
Maneuvers.
Verne in second, Sarazan across the line in third position. 4th for Sebastien Buemi, 5th for Daniel Abt. He wasn't quite able to do any lunging. 6th for Bird, 7th for Prost, 8th for Evans, 9th for Franks, 10th for Felix Rosenqvist. Lucas Di Grassi, you can hear there, absolutely pumped after that one.
C'est incroyable comment on roule avec des mecs qui n'ont pas de niveau. Abt qui me rentre dedans, D'Acosta qui fait n'importe quoi, mais il faut qu'il retourne au Portugal, lui.
So there's Sebastien Buemi having what sounds like a little bit of a run there. But
that was fantastic racing over between those guys. Fantastic.
Really proud of your performance. Brilliant, well done.
So
J'ai mal maîtrisé l'énergie.
Shall we talk to
Sebastien Buemi still going. Yes, let's have it. Let's see if we can have a word.
Let's talk to Lucas Di Grassi. Let's have a little chat. Lucas Di Grassi, Dario in the booth. Congratulations. How does that one feel?
Hi Dario, great race, extremely difficult. We had 50 car was very happy to achieve this.
Congratulations, you just have to do it all again now tomorrow. Well done.
Thank you, tomorrow's another day.
That's right.
Certainly is. So there's Lucas Di Grassi, the race winner. We picked him at the furthest point of the circuit, so the radio was a little bit twitchy, but nevertheless, impressive win for Lucas Di Grassi to take victory. I think I called it the first penultimate race as he crossed the line. So we'll do that. For the highlights, I'll voice that again in the edit. But victory in the Hydro-Québec Montreal ePrix.
Now,
Well,
Buemi was all upset. I thought, to be honest, I thought him and Sarazan did a fantastic job on keeping out of the wall. They were banging wheels.
I think he's going to be upset about the app stuff.
Our two title contenders right there, each involved in a different battle with a member of the Techeetah squad.
If I'm Sebastian, I've got to be happy right now that I didn't have a drive-through penalty for an unsafe release. I have to say.
Good point.
He got away with it, but as a driver, trust me, you're thinking, you know, he got away. I'm now not leading the championship, and you see the fans appreciate it. The Quebec fans, the Canadian fans, they just love the racing, don't they?
This has been an outstanding weekend, and we're only halfway through it.
Yeah.
I'm going to need oxygen after this one.
I feel the way she does. Oh, my heart. What is going on here?
You've got the same dress as well. It's freaky.
You know, I'm glad you noticed. Thank you.
Lucas de Grassi. Look, Buemi's not happy.
Another double podium for Techeetah.
Yeah, second and third, same as 2 weeks ago. Hopefully, Mickey or Mark Priestley will grab Sebastian Buemi, but he is not happy. Straight to the FIA. I wonder if we're going to see him.
Is he going to get weighed?
Yeah, but
I think he just wants to go. He just wants to go home, back to the hotel. Yeah.
But that's a great result, isn't it? 4th place.
I thought so.
Yeah,
I honestly thought so. He's probably upset about the Sarazan thing on the last lap and thought he should have had him, but. Yeah. And I don't know if he thinks it's because they run the same powertrain, there should have been some favours, but that was good racing, and he did a great job and not throwing it all away in that last lap, as did Sarazan. Sarazan could have fed him into the wall like Duval did earlier. So, yeah, but that's, as a driver, you want more, and to be honest, a lot of times your expectations are not realistic. Mine certainly weren't a lot of the time.
So lovely to see you all getting in touch, hashtag Montreal ePrix, and really enjoying the action that we've just seen, and we certainly saw a lot of action and a lot of ebb and flows. I think the hope tomorrow for me, now they are incredibly tight on championship points, would be a nice, clean race between the two of them. But there's Lucas de Grassi, the Radio Canada building in the background as he cheers as the race victor. That is de Grassi's that is de Grassi's 6th win in Formula E in his 32nd race. And everybody telling him he did a great job, as indeed he did, on a big day for him.
You put up with a lot of pressure.
You put up with a lot of pressure.
Yeah, he did.
And he managed to really hold on to take victory.
And we like to give him a hard time, you know, we like to paint him as the villain sometimes, and he paints himself as the villain sometimes too, but I have to say, he drives like this, it shows you why he's in the fight all the time with this man. And again, Sebastian Buemi, he's just done such a phenomenal job. He spotted the field.
Oh, and he's furious with Antonio Felix da Costa here.
At the start. Come on.
You were behind him or not? Yeah, you were behind. After turn 1. You just dive in like a crazy guy. You broke my steering, man. Yeah, on the inside in turn 2, the inside. It's either him or you. I'm sure it's you.
It wasn't, it was Robin, Seb.
Yeah, Robin.
He's going to go for a shout at Robin now.
Yeah.
Out the way.
You got to start all over.
Why you dive like this, man?
Oh, here we go. Now the same argument with Robin.
Turn 2. Who went on the inside, you or him? I'm sure it's him. When? Turn 2, at the start. Yeah, it was me. You went on the inside, you touched me, you broke my steering. You dive in like you...
What should I do, hit you from behind or what?
No, you just don't...
I hit the brakes and I lock off,
yeah,
so
but, Yeah, but just don't play your life in turn 2, man.
Man, okay, next time I hit you in the back, you break your wing, and then I had a choice to make, right or hit your wing?
Just take more margin, man.
Right or your wing? It's your choice.
Yeah, but take margin, man. Why you have to hit people? Take margin.
I don't hit people.
Yeah, well, then you hit me, man.
No, I don't hit anyone.
Yeah, you hit me.
I had a choice to make, hit you or dive. It's your choice.
Yeah, then you hit me. You hit me by diving.
Next time I break your rear wing, alright?
Yeah, just do that, man. You think you're better than anyone or what?
This is so much better than blocking somebody on Twitter.
That was a really difficult afternoon.
It's so much better than Love Island as well. So, wow.
In the end of it. Good job. Man.
Oh, goodness me.
I think Seb's just lost it.
We are on full schedule, you hit me, man. You go crazy. What was the problem in the first time? You hit me in the first time. I never hit you, man.
When the first Costello came on, you were behind me.
Yeah, because you did it on purpose to wait. No,
this is like a reality TV show.
At the exit of the box, you released the pit limiter. I forgot you were on full Costello, and you hit me big time.
You had unsafe release.
What? Unsafe release? Of course. Yeah, man. Of course. Dirty, man. Dirty.
Well, as Sebastian Buemi is well and truly rattled, let's hear from our race winner and new championship leader, Lucas Di Grassi, talking to Nikki Shields.
Well, Lucas, on the opposite end of the pit lane, arguments to be had, celebrations over here. I mean, what a result. You said you were going to just focus on your race, and you did exactly that.
Yeah, it was pretty tough just doing that with all the pressure, but we managed to go through the race, and of course the safety car didn't help us, but in the end we managed to keep Jeff behind. They were extremely quick, and we did the job. So day one, it's done. Now it's another day.
I mean, what was going through your mind? You know, obviously when that second yellow flag came out, you'd already built up, I think it was about a 19-second gap between yourself and Sebastian Buemi, and then as soon as they announced it was a safety car, what was going through your mind?
Yeah, well, that's Formula E. It could happen. If it happened during the car change, the race could have flipped completely to the other side. So you never know. We have to believe what you're doing, and thanks, man. You have to believe yourself, keep calm, try to do the job, motivate the team. I have a great team behind me with Ab Schaffler, Audi Sport, doing a fantastic job too. That's a team. It's a team result. So yeah, day one we did the best with 28 points, and now we have to go for Sunday to repeat today.
Well, hopefully you can sleep easy tonight knowing that you're coming in at the top tomorrow. Thanks very much, Lucas.
Well, if anybody was under any impression that the tensions are not high down there with championships at stake here on this final weekend, you can rest easy. They are. Here's a look at the classification. Let's call it provisional at this point. There's still a couple of investigations going on by the stewards. But as things stand, Lucas Di Grassi takes a victory he needed like he needed oxygen. Jean-Eric Vergne finishes a tight second. Stefan Sarazan managed to hold off former championship leader Sebastian Buemi. Daniel Abt finishes fifth, followed by Sam Bird, Nico Prost, and Mitch Evans. There you see 11th down through 20th. And as you might expect in a crazy race like that one, the championship standings took a little bit of a beating. Lucas Di Grassi moves from second to first in the title chase. Sebastian Buemi leads Sam Bird, who bumps Felix Rosenqvist from third to fourth. Jean-Eric Vergne up to fifth at the expense of Nico Prost. In the team championship, Renault Edams with 277 points leads at Schaeffler Audi Sport now by 45. So that one not over yet. Mahindra Racing eliminated from championship contention. Let's go back down to Nikki now with Jean-Eric Vergne and teammates Stefan Sarazan from Techeetah.
Well, who would have thought? Another double podium for the team. I mean, what a result. Good to see you smiling for a change as well.
I'm always smiling.
How was that?
It was a great race. Obviously, the start was a bit chaotic. I got a hit, I think, from the outside, from the inside, so I lost 1 or 2 positions, I don't know. I lost a bit of time at the beginning because the guys over there were just nearly going flat out, so I was trying to save my energy, but in the same time I was losing ground on the others in front. Then I got past all of them. I was saving quite a lot more energy than them, and I could have had one more lap. But then the full course yellow came, so I had to pit in the same time as everyone else. It nearly let me by, so thank you, Stefan. But yeah.
Stefan, yeah, sorry, just a quick word from Stefan before we have to go. I mean, what a battle with Sebastian Buemi. We thought he was going to be playing it safe, but I mean, you guys were wheel to wheel.
Yeah, it was the last lap, you know, I had to defend my race. Safety car killed our strategy. We were very good on energy compared to Lucas. I think we could have the very good end of the race, but the safety car broken, and Seb was behind me, so I had to defend. I'm sorry for him the championship, but it's a part of the game. I give my best for the team, and we are second and third, so it's very, very good.
Well, thanks, guys. Now I know you've got to run to the podium, so go and enjoy those celebrations.
You know, Buemi was obviously upset, but a championship's worth nothing if everybody gives you it, and nobody's laid over and given him anything, or Lucas Di Grassi, so to expect Sarazan to just get out of the way if that's what he's upset about, I don't know. just that meltdown was incredible. You can see the emotion, you can see what it means to him, but he's done such a good job at being calm these past couple of season 2 and 3, and we've just seen it blow up again. And yeah, he's got to get his head straight for tomorrow, otherwise Lucas Di Grassi's going to drive off into the distance and take the championship.
That's a key point, is tomorrow. He doesn't have a couple of weeks to figure it all out. He's got to get right back out there, practice, qualify, and race.
Did such a good job, Wemmy, recovering from that accident today. You know, P4, I thought that was a good day after he was sitting with that car in kit form. I think he did such a fantastic job in that recovery drive. And but that meltdown.
Take some pride in that, overcoming all those obstacles today.
Yeah.
Can you see his frustration though?
Is
he unjust in getting cross at Daniel Abt for slowing him down in the pit lane and then hitting the back of him behind the safety car? And you know?
Jack, I've been in situations, I've won races and then I've ranted at somebody. It just depends on where you're at and how much effort you've put in. We don't understand how much physical effort he's put into that and mental effort into that race today, and it just came spilling over. So I'm not going to sort of give him a massively hard time for it. It's understandable in some ways, but from the outside, you guys, it's a little strange.
Well, one way or the other, yeah, if you have passion in your racing, you've come to the right place. There you see the podium. Our winners will be up there shortly. Every podium is different from race to race here in Formula E. And this should be a good one.
Yeah, it really is, as we see the golf cart taking Jean-Eric Verne and Stefan Sarazan to the podium.
And Nicky wasn't kidding, they have a long way to go to get to the podium.
Yeah. Well, what an absolutely splendid race at Montreal.
Boy. Once again, here are the results. Over 35 laps, Lucas Di Grassi takes a hard-earned victory over Jean-Eric Verne. Stefan Sarazan has nothing to apologize. We're all in agreement for a stout defense against the championship leader coming in, Sebastian Buemi. Daniel Abt rounds out the top 5. Easy to see why hydroelectric power is so useful and prevalent here in Quebec. The mighty St. Lawrence River out there and some very cool rapids, I must say. Championship standings right now. There you see the gap. Di Grassi back to Buemi, just 6 points. Sam Bird has the upper hand now by just 3 in his battle for third place in the championship with Felix Rosenquist. They will be back at it again tomorrow. Jean-Eric Verne leaps up. Nicholas Prost drops a position or 2. Same for Nick Heidfeld. Daniel Abt makes it 2 Abt Scheffler Audi Sport drivers in the top 8, followed by Jose Maria Lopez and Nelson Piquet Jr., our Season 1 champion. In the team championship, 45 points separate Renault Edam from Abt Scheffler Audi Sport. There will be 47 total points on the line when we go back out on the streets of Montreal tomorrow for another race. So still all to play for the boys from Audi Sport, trying to chase down the 2-time defending team champions from Renault Edams. Sun beginning to set low behind Mount Royal, shadows growing long. It's going to be a great Saturday night here in Montreal and another great day tomorrow, Sunday. So be sure to join us beginning at 8 a.m. local time with the first 45-minute practice at 10:30 a.m. Eastern time here in North America. The second 30-minute practice, then qualifying at noon, and the final race of Season 3 of the FIA Formula E Championship live at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Now we begin the podium ceremonies. Let's listen to the announcer. Representatives of the Abt Scheffler Audi Sport team as the conquering team. They're enjoying every minute of it. They'll be presented their trophies by Daniel Murray and Eric Petrie, president of Hydro-Québec Distribution and our Superfan contest winner. That needs no translation. Third place from the Techita team, Stefan Sarazan of France. For make his way through the crowd and up onto the podium. He'll be presented his trophy by model and actress Kate Upton. Nice run of success for Stefan Sarrazin since joining this man at the Techeetah team. Jean-Eric Verne, your second place finisher. We'll wait for the trophy presentation before we identify the presenters.
FIA Formula E have just tweeted some breaking news saying, this is from the, no, I'm getting confused. We'll carry on with the podium presentations there. My apologies, I got a little bit excited.
You being confused is not breaking news. I don't care how you slice it.
Harsh.
You're seeing cars, now you're seeing tweets. What's going on, Jack?
There's the roar of applause for Lucas Di Grassi with the race win.
He enjoys the applause, I think.
He is one of those winners it's fun to watch because he does exactly that.
Rightly so, deserves it. That was a cracking drive under immense pressure. A really good day, good event for him. See if he can do the same again tomorrow.
Other than the fast lap, he took every available point for the race win and the Julius Baer pole. Here come the national anthems.
Autour maintenant de l'hymne national de l'équipe gagnante entre Scheffler Audi Sport, l'hymne national de l'Allemagne. Alors voilà, pour remettre maintenant le prix et le trophée à l'équipe gagnante, le gagnant du concours Expérience de rêve Formule, Éric Pétry, accompagné de M. David Murray, président d'Hydro-Québec Distribution.
And here comes our super fan, contest winner, Eric Petrie, along with David Murray, the president of Hydro-Québec Distribution. A fabulous looking podium. It's great they put it over there in a spectator area.
Maintenant, les trophées pour nos pilotes. Pour remettre le trophée de 3e place à Stefan Sarrazin de Techeetah, j'invite l'actrice américaine Kate Upton.
A lady who needs no introduction.
En 2e place, pour remettre le trophée à Jean-Éric Verne de Techeetah, le ministre du Développement durable, de l'Environnement et des Changements climatiques, M. David Hurtel.
David Hurtel, Minister of Environment and Climate Change.
Et pour remettre le trophée de 1e place au tout premier gagnant de l'histoire, du Hydro-Québec, Montréal, un prix au gagnant Lucas de Gracie, le maire de Montréal, Denis Coderre.
Denis Coderre, Mayor of Montreal, presents the winner's trophy to Lucas de Gracie.
Et maintenant, petite séance photo.
Now it's time to pose for photographs. And if you're wearing a blazer or you're Miss Upton, it's probably time to get off stage because it's time for the mums.
Crucially, the gap now being 6 points. If you take out pole position out of the equation, it means in the race, whoever wins the race would win the championship because it's a 7-point gap between those two top positions. So that means that if, I don't think I've explained that very well, but if even if de Gracie wins the race tomorrow and Buemi's second, and Buemi wins and de Gracie is second, it's not quite enough. But it's Lucas de Gracie who is victorious, and he loves the applause on the top step of the podium.
Go easy on that champagne, he's got to drive tomorrow. That just means that pole position tomorrow is even more important. It's even more critical. 3 points available.
Yep. And each man will need to finish in front of the other. Hardly gets more simple than that.
I think we saw those contenders that can be flying in the ointment. You know, Sarazan, Verne, Rosenquist, these guys can all play a part tomorrow. And they're not teammates. They're not teammates of the championship protagonists. So, yeah, the business is going to pick up tomorrow.
And as you pointed out earlier in the race with regard to Stefan Sarazan, you're not going to just get out of the way when there's a potential race victory at stake.
No, there's no way. You don't want to do that. You don't want to be given a championship. It's not. It's going to fight it. That's why it means so much.
So incident involving Buemi and Abt under investigation by the stewards, speeding under full course yellow. So that's going to be the investigation, because certainly one of them was going quicker than the other, and then the two collided when Buemi slowed down or when Abt sped up. Who knows?
It looks like it looks like Buemi slowed down not to beat the minimum pit stop time, didn't he? And then got crunched in the back, because after that point he thought, yeah, okay, I'll hit you, no problem, doesn't hurt me.
So they're investigating both drivers for potential speeding under the full course yellow. Well, perhaps Sebastian Buemi finally managed to cool down just a little bit. Let's go down and hear from him now, presumably with Nikki.
Seb, I know obviously you're disappointed not being at the top of the championship, but I mean, it was a relentless drive. I mean, it was still a great performance.
Yes and no. At the end, only the points count. So, I mean, my team did an amazing job. That's the one I need to thank, because they've done their amazing job today to repair the car and on track, and it worked properly. So, no, really, they've done an amazing job. I could have done better.
I mean, considering that car was put together in the last minute, I mean, you still had some fantastic performance out of it.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you know, we know that when things are going well, we are competitive. But you know, I feel like I should have done more. So I'm a bit disappointed not to be on the podium with Sarazan. I felt I could have nailed it better. But
I mean, your wheel-to-wheel action towards the end in that last lap. I mean, you were cutting it quite fine there, shall we say?
Yeah, of course. You know, I was not well positioned. My attack wasn't so good. So in the end, that was the biggest problem. But I'm quite happy still with P4. I'm not done in the championship. So tomorrow is a big day.
Okay, thanks very much.
For weekly Formula E videos, click subscribe on the left-hand side. To watch the next one, click the icon in the centre, and remember to hit the like button and leave your comments down below.